Hi guys, I'm Austin from Austin's Tech Review, and this is my new channel. What we're going to be doing in this channel is showing you build guides for different computers, and if you want to build one, this will be all the things you need to do if you want to get started, or maybe if you want to use this for entertainment purposes. It's all about whatever you want to do. The first video that we're going to be doing today, for the first video on my channel by the way, yay, is our $450 beginner build for December for December of 2015 and January of 2016. Happy New Year's, by the way. Woohoo. Anyways, let's jump right into it. For the processor, I chose the AMD FX 4350 4.2 GHz quad-core processor. You're not going to get any bottlenecking out of this. This is a CPU perfect for gaming. Most games utilize all 4 cores. Some of them utilize 6, but really, you don't really need 6 unless you're going to be filming or video editing, playing games on the highest settings. I have a 6 core in my build. Unless you're going to be recording for YouTube or video editing, doing anything that's going to be CPU intensive, this is going to be the one for you. It's going to be perfect for gaming. It's not going to be over the top, and it's not underwhelming. This is using the AM3 Plus platform. This is the current generation. I believe in the second or third quarter 2016, AMD is going to announce the newer platform, the AM4 platform, which is going to be obviously newer and come with a bunch of newer processors. I tweeted at AMD not too long ago if the FX series is going to be adapted or utilized in the AM4 system. Haven't gotten anything back from them yet. Hopefully I do, and if so, I'll be getting myself an AM4 board for sure. Speaking of motherboards, let's go on to our next one. Our motherboard, I chose the Asus M5A78L-M Micro ATX AM3 Plus motherboard. This is AM3 Plus, same socket type. It will work with the AMD FX 4350 that we are using in this build. And I really trust Asus. I cannot recommend it enough. I had an MSI board in my build about 7 or 8 months ago. Thing died 2 days after the 3-month warranty ended, and kept looking at it, seeing what was wrong, and it was both the BIOSes, the dual BIOS, just both of them crashed. It's a terrible shame. But then I found this motherboard, and the reviews on it, well, I know, judging by this, but this one, it's okay reviews, but my motherboard had amazing reviews. It's saying, like, I haven't had a problem with this, and I've had it for years, yada yada yada. I cannot recommend Asus enough. Really, I just want to get another Asus board just to look at it, really. They're great. In fact, this build right behind me, right here with all the LEDs are built onto the motherboard, by the way, is an Asus motherboard. That computer is 10 years old. Story time. I had a CPU in there. It was an old dual-core CPU meant for gaming, as I said, years and years and years ago. And the CPU just died out. And everybody who's really into computers knows that if something dies out in your system and it can send a static shock to anything, you know that your computer has the chance of being just completely kaput. Luckily mine, considering the build quality of Asus motherboards, it was able to retain all the data on the hard drive, which is what I adapted to this system right here. I'm still using a 10-year-old hard drive, but don't freak out on me. It's a special hard drive. It's not regular. It's 10,000 RPM. It's like xenon gas or whatever in it. I don't know. Powering it. It's going to last for years. Don't worry. But get an Asus board. If not, Asus, go for another brand like Gigabyte. Some MSI, I would look on the reviews first. Just saying. I cannot recommend Asus enough. It's an amazing company. Next on our build, we have our G.Skill Value series. I know it's value RAM, it's not going to have the fancy heat spreaders, it's not going to look all pizzazzy and pretty and all that. I get that. But it's an 8GB stick for $35. It's great, and that's all you're going to need for gaming, really. And I know people are going to be looking at this like, oh, it's only 1333 megahertz. Well, really? It shouldn't be the megahertz that you're talking about. That's only processes per second. Megahertz, that's millions. So right now you're looking at 1,333,000,000 cycles and processes per second. And look at the cast latency. If you don't know what cast latency is, you can look that up on your own time. I'm not going to explain it to you. But really, the lowest I've seen is 5, then it goes to 7, then it goes to 9, then 10, all the way up, like 15s and stuff. This is not bad latency. It's really good latency. It's going to be really quick RAM. It's going to process everything you need at the right speed. It's good RAM for the price. I'm surprised I found something like this. It's just great. It's all you're going to need for gaming too, by the way. And if you want to add more later on, hey, that's 16 gigabytes of RAM. You can do whenever you're editing video, but really you're not going to be editing video in the system because you have that 4350 and it's not going to do anything super fast. But obviously we're going to need to store all of our data on that if we're going to be doing some gaming and video editing. So that's where we come into the Western Digital Blue 1TB desktop hard drive. It's kind of funny because while I was setting up for this video, the price changed from $49 to $54, which actually really surprises me because the Western Digital Blue 1TB's been floating around $50 for the past few months. I am actually kind of surprised that it went up this high. This is the highest I've seen it in months and months. Hopefully this is just a fluke in their system and they're just going to be like, oh, it's a bit higher than usual. Maybe it's something wrong going on with Newegg. I don't know. But they're probably going to bring it back to $50 in no time. And plus, everybody and their mother has this hard drive in their computer. And even if you're not really in the gaming crowd, everybody knows that a 1TB hard drive is really the standard, especially the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB. That is the golden standard for hard drives. If you want to aspire to be a hard drive, you look at this guy, or this guy right there. This guy right there, the Western Digital Blue. Yeah, you look at that guy. He's super cool. Everybody wants to be him. It's the golden standard. Just saying. Get one. I have one in my system, and all my friends have them in their systems. No complaints yet. It's really fast. Graphics. For the graphics card, I chose the MSI R7 265. It's a bit of that weird card that everybody kind of forgets about, but it's better. It's a really good card. It's the best price performance I've ever seen out of any graphics card, especially right now for the price. Only $100. It's pretty good. As I said in the beginning of the video, if you're going to be playing Battlefield 4, you're going to get medium-high settings, 40 plus FPS, or GTA 5, high settings, 40 FPS plus. This is really the card that you're going to want. This is the perfect price to performance. I have its younger brother, the R7 260X, in my computer right now. The only difference really is mine has 896 stream processors instead of 1024. I have a 128-bit memory bus. That means twice the memory can flow through this card than in my card. And my card runs games a little bit lower than this one. Just the slightest bit. And if I play Battlefield 3, I'm running on ultra settings. I'm running on ultra settings, really. This is a great card for the price. At 1080p, this is going to be your go-to card if you're going to want something for the best price, for the best performance. Next, we're going to have our power supply. I chose the Corsair CX500M 500-watt power supply. The reason I chose this one is because it's semi-modular, and you'll see why I did that too. If you don't know what modularity, I don't know if it's a word or not, but if not, I just created a new word for modular power supplies. Basically what it is, if you look at this, usually all the cables would be packed into this power supply right here. It would just be packed into it, all the cables, and you would have to get out the zip ties, and it's really a nightmare. But what modularity does is you can attach whatever cables you need. Oh, you just need 2 SATA ports for your hard drive? If you have 2 hard drives? Well, you can just plug that in instead of the full 4 that a normal power supply would come with. And you'll see why we're going to utilize only the cords that we need. Only the cables that we absolutely need. It's not over the top. 500 watts is really the standard that you're going to want. It's not over the top. It's not 700, 800 watt. And it's not underwhelming like a 430 watt. This is going to power what you need, and it's not going to push your power supply to the max. It's going to have less of a hard time burning out, especially with this 80 plus bronze efficiency. 80 plus is something you're going to want to look for in a power supply. You don't want dirty power. You want some clean power. Of course, we're going to, with all of our components, we're going to want to put them into a nice case. So for this, I chose the AZA CZAZ103 Black. The reason I chose this is because, obviously, look at it. It's really kind of cool looking. Of course, it's made of plastic because of the price point that it's at. But for only $70, you get a pretty good deal. Like, first of all, just the look of it is nice. And second of all, if you look at this, it's super sleek and it's super thin. Your graphics card is meant to go up here. Your mini ATX, same thing as our Asus motherboard, is going to fit right in this area right here. It's so thin, you guys don't even know. I looked at the online manual for this. It said, I forget the dimensions of it, but I measured my Xbox 360 that's behind me right now. It's only 5 inches wider and 1 inch thicker. If you put this in your place wherever you put your TV or whatever, this is going to sit side by side with your consoles perfectly. It's not that much bigger than an Xbox 360, let alone an Xbox One or PS4. This is going to be the perfect case if you're into gaming and you don't want to take up so much space. This is for the person that doesn't want to have a big, bulky case somewhere. This is going to be perfect for the person that wants to do some gaming, maybe alongside their consoles. The reviews for this are pretty good, I must say. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this. It's been an honor talking to you guys about building computers. This is the first video on my channel. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop a like down below. If you think I could have done something better, if I should change something, go ahead and leave that comment down below as well. And don't forget to subscribe if you liked my videos. Of course, I'm telling people to subscribe to me because it's really what everybody does. But I'm serious. Subscribe to me, please. I love you. Anyways, that wraps it up. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you in a couple weeks. If you want a different build guide, maybe if you want a $700 build guide, maybe if you want what's in my computer, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below too. Alright guys, have a good day.